This cake, filling and frosting are bursting with strawberry flavour, and there are 2 ingredients that make it taste so perfect. To start with, you'll need a cup of butter and 4 eggs, and just like with any cake, it's really important that your ingredients are all at room temperature before you start. 2 cups of sugar, 3 cups of flour, and the ingredients are listed in grams as well in the recipe on BritishGirlBakes.com. Add 2 teaspoons of baking powder to the flour and whisk them together. Then 3/4 of a cup of strawberries, fresh or frozen, into a blender or food processor, and a cup of freeze-dried strawberries too. And blended together, these will give you the maximum fresh strawberry flavour and colour without making the cake tough or heavy. 1/2 cup of milk, whole milk or full fat, and to this add the blended strawberries and a teaspoon of vanilla. Whisk these wet ingredients together, and now it's time to put it all together. First, the butter and sugar, mixed together at medium speed for about 3 minutes until it's light and creamy like this. Add the eggs, one at a time, mixing for about 30 seconds after each one so that everything is incorporated before you add the next one. And this makes the cake light because the ingredients are properly mixed together. Scrape down to the bottom of the mixing bowl with a spatula to make sure there aren't any clumps of sugary butter stuck to the bottom, and then add 1/3 of the flour mixture, mixing that just until it's blended in, and then add 1/2 of the strawberry mixture and mix that just until it's incorporated too. Another 1/3 of the flour, then the rest of the strawberry mixture, and then the rest of the flour mixture. This cake batter will be pale pink from the strawberries, but if you want it to be really pink, you can add some food colouring. Divide the batter between 2 or 3 8-inch pans. I like to use 3 so there are more layers of cake and also more layers of filling. I should mention that if you want a smaller, taller cake, you can use the same recipe in 4 6-inch cake pans. This makes a really elegant cake with lots of space on the sides to add decorations. Tap the pans on the counter to level the batter, and then pop these into the oven and bake 23 minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 175 degrees Celsius. When the cake springs back up when you poke it, the cakes are baked. Don't bake any longer than this or the cakes will dry out. Let them sit in the pans for 5 minutes to cool slightly, and then turn over onto a wire rack and leave them for about 2 hours to cool. Meanwhile, make the most delicious strawberry buttercream by mixing 2 cups of butter and 6 cups of powdered sugar or icing sugar, using the lowest speed to prevent air bubbles in the buttercream. Add 3/4 of a cup of freeze-dried strawberries blended into a fine powder, and 1 to 2 tablespoons of milk to thin the buttercream out slightly so it spreads easily onto the cake. Using freeze-dried strawberries instead of fresh strawberries gives you all the strawberry flavour without making the buttercream too runny. Once the cake layers have cooled, spread a bit of buttercream onto a cake board or plate or platter to attach the first cake layer and hold it still while you frost it. Pipe or spread some buttercream to cover the cake. The smell as you're doing this is so good, with the 2 types of strawberry ingredients in the cake and also in the buttercream. Yum! Lower the next cake layer down on top, lining it up straight. Pipe or spread on some more buttercream, and finish with the top layer, which I like to place upside down with the least crumbly side facing up. Cover the whole cake with more strawberry buttercream, and since this isn't really a crumbly cake, as long as you've added some milk to the buttercream to make it easily spreadable, it will glide over the cake and you don't even need a crumb coat. My favourite way to decorate this rustic-style strawberry cake is to smooth the frosting slightly and then use the back of a spoon to add this gorgeous texture. Swishing the spoon around in little curves or arc shapes all over the sides and also the top of the cake. You can decorate this with fresh strawberries or freeze-dried strawberries or both. I love the way freeze-dried strawberries look, and they won't leak any strawberry juices onto your cake. If you want to decorate the cake with a theme using different colours and styles, use the strawberry buttercream as a crumb coat and let it set in the fridge for about 30 minutes before adding different frosting on top. And this way you'll have all of the flavour of the strawberry buttercream, but whatever unique decorations you like. If you frosted the cake on a cake board, you can move it onto a platter or cake stand by putting it into the fridge for an hour or 2 to set the frosting and then slide a spatula underneath it to separate it from the board. Spinning it all the way around and then lift the cake up and lower it down onto the cake stand. I've used a bit of buttercream to attach the cake to this so that it doesn't slide around when I move it. You can keep this cake in the fridge for a day or two before serving it, but take it out of the fridge at least 2 hours before you serve it, so that the cake and buttercream warm up to room temperature, and that's when it will taste the best. The fresh and freeze-dried strawberries make the cake taste just as full of strawberry flavour as the buttercream, and it's just heavenly. I hope you love this fresh strawberry cake as much as I do. You'll find this recipe and all of my other recipes and tutorials on BritishGirlBakes.com. And you'll also find my cake school there, in the top menu, with online courses on hundreds of cake decorating techniques and designs. I hope to see you there. Thanks for watching!